we're moving on from PMIs now. We're now going into electrical. So what we have here is typically what you're going to find behind the panel, the dash. So if you take a look at the front, we have your dashboard, brake pedal, ignition switch, headlights, tail lights, and signals. We also have a breaker box right up front. So if we come back around to the rear, get a little look behind the panel. Here you have many wires. It looks very confusing. In dealing with electrical, there's one constant. It needs to move in a circle. Positive to negative, that's what we use for the DC, conventional. So here we have positive lead. You can see it coming right up, going right to a breaker switch to brake connection. From positive, you'll see that it goes to all the major components. Usually on positive, you want all your load, things that are going to run off the electricity, closest to the positive side. That's where most of the energy is, where you're going to get your amps, where you can control the amount of amps coming in. As it moves on and passes through your load, it'll go to the negative side. That's where you're going to want to find your breakers, your switches, your lights, things with the lower amperage that don't need so much. As you notice here, you start following the negative coming off, ties into what would be considered your car frame. So now all the negatives connect to here because this reduces the load on the car. It reduces the weight. If you have all your wires coming to the frame, it uses your frame as a conductor for the negative. So this reduces the weight of the car. Now if you were to have something such as your light have a short, basically the short will come from the light and go directly to the ground, bypassing any switches. So that'll be one thing you want to check. Anytime you have a short, it'll be something bypassing going directly to ground. Now if we get a little close on your light, here we have 3 wires coming into the light. You'll have your reference wire, your ground, and your signal wire. These 2 will be going in. This will be powering your light. This signal, dash, showing that your dash light is on. It'll also be used for signaling for high beams and low beams, and telling the light to switch back and forth. Some of the major components you'll find, you'll see that's common in everything. You'll see breakers used in place of the fuses. The fuses are basically to pop, to disconnect. So if you have too much amperage coming through, in order to protect the circuit, it'll break apart and save your component from burning out. Same with the breakers. The breakers are set at so many amps so that once it pops, just like this, it saves your circuit. But this one's resettable. You don't have to buy another fuse. So this saves you money on fuses. So we have a common switch. Switches create basically an open.